Natalia, great to see you. Welcome to Popternative.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
It's spooky season,
It is spooky season.
and you are in VHS Halloween, one of the
Mhm.
segments, Coochie
Yep.
Coochie Coo.
The
And
most inoffensive name that you could possibly think would
it's
be.
funny because at some point you find out the new installment of VHS is going to come out, and then they announce the titles right of each segment. And I saw
Yeah.
Coochie Coochie Coo, and I'm like, it just like intrigued me right away, like what this could possibly be.
Yeah. No, it really like when I auditioned for this, I also had like no idea what it was. And it was so much worse than everything I thought it was gonna be.
I know we're gonna get into it because this is terrifying. Like this segment, it's one of the first segments of the film,
Mm.
and it is terrifying. And I was so scared watching this.
I'm so glad. I was so scared making it.
Yeah, and we're gonna get into it, but yeah, I can't even imagine what that was like because it's so funny, right? Because horror movies are interesting because a lot of things are put in effects and the life of an actor too is you're on set, you're focused on the like you don't really
Mhm.
think about a lot of things. But yeah, like
Yeah.
the fact that you're saying that it was like terrifying to make is like so
We were
interesting to me.
in this like super creepy old house that they had decked like the hell out of. So I'd walk into rooms and I'd be like, I don't want to be in this room because it's so creepy.
Yeah, I
It's incredible.
so okay, we're gonna get into it. Oh, I have so many questions. Okay, but first off, okay, how much do you know about VHS and and what's your interest in like found footage? What is that like before signing on to this?
I love found footage.
Okay.
Not in concept. I'm really bad at horror movies, but I think found footage is a very, very interesting genre for horror movies to be explored through. I think it's a really cool way to like change the perspective of like the traditional movie.
Yeah.
Um, but I have only seen VHS Beyond, which is the one that came out last year because I had a friend who was in it. And so I watched it because of that.
Okay.
So
Absolutely.
not, yeah, it's,
Well,
I
it's so
love
funny
it.
you mentioned the found footage, like the Blair Witch Project. I remember when that came out, like
Mm.
everyone, there was so many people that thought it was real. Like,
I mean, yeah,
yeah,
it's just such a cool, like very, I don't know how to describe it. Like it does put you fully in the world because you're there with whoever's like, filming it, quote unquote.
yeah, absolutely. When you find out you're doing this film and like Anna's directing and everything, like do you go back and watch Appendage? Like, is there any research of her past work at all that you do?
Unfortunately, no, because I wasn't like aware that she had all this work. I have seen Appendage since, but I hadn't seen it beforehand. And so once I got to meet her and like see that how cool she is, I mean, she's
Yeah.
awesome. And
Does the research and prep like differ depending on the project? It's all storytelling at the end of the day, whether you're doing a found footage or like a drama or anything, or is it like very
Mhm.
different depending on the project for you, like prep wise, mindset wise?
Honestly, not a ton. I feel like I just try to approach every character as like, who is this person as a person? And the genre in which it's in informs like I guess like to what like how, campy or whatever you are with the character or like how much is a character, how much of it is a real person. And with horror, I know in general they tend to be, unless you're doing like very 80s campy kind of stuff, like it is pretty grounded, pretty real. So
Mhm.
more than anything, I just approached it as like, how do I approach this character? Who is she? Like, how do I build this relationship that I have with Sam's character and all that kind of
Yes.
stuff?
Well, perfect segue. So we can get into it right now. So I want to know when you're reading the script, like the segment for this, because watching it as a viewer, it starts off and then it shows you and Sam in the car and you're like, oh, trick or treating for the last time. And there's all this thing. And in my head, I'm like, this is not going to end well. Like, I don't know where this is going, but they're going to get into something, like something's going to go wrong. Like, I'm thinking about that, right? So, like, do
Mhm.
you think about that stuff when, like, you're reading the script for this? Like, what was
Oh,
that like reading it?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm sitting there reading it and I'm like, oh no, the poor babies. What's gonna happen to them? I'm so scared.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
no, I'm in it with you, like until we start working on it, and then I'm like fully in it.
absolutely. Okay, so it was basically like you and Sam were like literally like trapped in like a haunted house,
Mm.
basically. That's
Which is
literally what,
honestly my nightmare. I'm not good at haunted houses.
oh my god. It's just because like I was telling you before we started, like this is genuinely one of the most terrifying things I've ever seen. Like I don't know if I saw this in like if I saw this in a movie theater, because it just went to Fantastic Fest. I want to
Yeah.
see those reactions because it's just so dark and the sound. You know what I mean?
I know. I'm so bummed I missed the premiere here at Beyond Fest, but I'm sure that it was so great.
And
I love being in a theater with like watching horror. I'm really not good at it on my own, but I think a packed like movie theater or like a watch party is the ideal way to watch horror.
absolutely. There are a lot of really, scary jump scares, a lot of reveals. There's
Mhm.
something that they did that's like the coolest thing ever, where like it is a jump scare, but it's just you looking at yourself in the mirror. That was
I
like
love that shot, yeah.
that's one of the coolest things. I love that so much. Like that actually was like a jump scare though. Like I got scared.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what I mean? Like,
It's
take me
yeah.
through wrapping something like this, right? And then it kind of starts where it's like, cool, I just did a VHS segment for VHS
Mhm.
Halloween. I'm not used to being working in the genre. I get a bit scared, like you kind of said. But then take me through that like process of eventually people getting to kind of see it. And then the reaction, because it's like that's a whole different journey on itself, right? Like the post
Mhm.
filming and everything.
Yeah, I mean, the first shots that I got to see of it, like in the trailer with all of the editing that they did post filming, like it just looks so, it already looked so horrible and so creepy and so terrifying because of like the wonderful work that the like special effects team did and like everything decorating the house. It just looks like infinitely more terrifying. So we've been getting, thankfully, like so many great reviews. Everyone's saying it's really scary, that they're really enjoying it, that it's like grossing them out. And that's exactly what we were trying to go for, is just like this horrifying, like exploration of, forced motherhood. It was great. I'm very excited.
It's in the trailer, so not a big
Mhm.
spoiler. By the time this is out, by the time this interview is out, like it's gonna be out there on Shudder. But spoiler alert for the folks who haven't seen it yet. But what can you tell me about the giant baby?
Oh my God, the giant baby was so scary. Like,
Yes.
it's just, you don't expect a baby to be something that is so horrifying, but once it's like this weird clash between like a full-grown person, but is also a baby, it's just like horrifying. And he would like come around corners and we wouldn't be ready for it. I'd just be like, oh God, hi.
Well, it's funny because we haven't talked about it much because it's not out yet. But it's like I'm wondering how much of it was just you and Sam generally getting terrified.
I
Like,
mean, obviously after like the third or fourth take you kind of get used to it, but the great thing is like the actors who we had playing the babies were all like so into it and so committed to like just being creepy babies that it was not hard to work off of. Like it was genuinely very scary. There's a moment where we're running through the house and we start to go like down the stairs and then there's a giant baby at the bottom of the stairs. Every time I actually screamed because I was
Mhm.
actually terrified that that baby was right there.
Did you have any conversations with mommy at all? Like, were there any conversations like prep for that? Because that, like, especially those last scenes, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like,
I mean,
it's
we thankfully got to hang out with Elena like a lot offset, and so she's so sweet. She's literally the nicest person. You wouldn't expect her to be this horrifying, creepy monster, but seeing her a little bit like out of full costume helped to like ameliorate that a little bit. But Anna did want us to see her for the first time, like fully decked out on camera.
Mhm.
So that was really, really scary the first time. I was not expecting it to be as slimy as it was.
Did you ever have any times where you went to Anna, like you were Sam, where you're like, oh, this is too scary, like I need a break, or like anything like that? Like, did that ever happen at all, or was it
Not
really
with
just
the
kind of in the,
scares,
in
because I
the
think
zone?
we were having so much fun with it.
Okay.
Like, thankfully, that side was awesome. It was so everyone was so supportive. More than anything, it was like we had to keep like our energy up and like this like crying, running, scared energy. And sometimes it'd be like, hey, I need to like go outside and like get some cold air because I'm just like overheating in this onesie.
Did it feel like you were in like an escape room sometimes?
I mean, a little bit, yeah. I see, yeah,
Without
because it
any
was like
clues?
we got to go through this door, then we got to go through that door.
But without any clues. That's the
Yeah,
worst.
without
That's
any
the
clues.
thing.
No, it just panic and terror.
Just trying to leave. The most frustrating thing was your character. Like, oh my god, there's a window. Oh my god, there's a door. Like you just
Yeah,
keep
no,
finding-
literally.
that
Just
was
like every opportunity to go out of something, no. Just
that
no.
was getting so frustrating because your character is so determined to leave. And you're like, oh, what's this? What's
Always a
that?
problem solver. Always trying to like get us out of a window, a door.
And the door
Sometimes also
moves.
approaching the danger for
The
some
door
reason.
has
But yeah.
moved. The door has
Hmm?
moved, right? Like
Doors moved. Yeah, no, that's
you're both of you
Or-
are toast. Let's be
but yeah, that from the start.
I am really happy for you because it is so cool that you are part of the VHS universe.
Thank you so much. It's an honor.
What is it like? You know, we even look at like all the original horror movies from like the 80s and the 90s, right, early 2000s, and like because they've always been around, but there's been this kind of heightened elevation and popularity with horror movies right now, and like spooky season becomes like insane, right? Like people have watch
Horror
marathons
Central.
and parties. Like, what's that like being part of it at a time where everything's very heightened, specifically like popularity wise?
I just feel like it's with the heightened interest, I feel like there's been this like boom in creativity of like the different ways that we can approach horror. And so it's been very cool to see all the different kinds of projects that crop up. Like I never expected to be in a horror movie about giant babies. Like you wouldn't think that's something that anyone would think of. Like horror, you think of like murderer, slasher, like that kind of stuff. But there's just so much more to be explored
Yeah.
in the horror genre. And I feel like we're just in this like renaissance of that.
It's funny as well because every VHS they have different like there's the ones that are like pure horror, there's the ones that are sci-fi, there's the ones that are like, you know, horror comedy, like Fun Size. Casper Kelly's Fun Size really provides that horror comedy in VHS Halloween. But yours is just like nonstop like terror. Like there's nothing funny about it. Even when it's trying to little, and I want to talk to Annabelle this so badly, right? But like there are moments where like I feel like there was like attempts to like get a little bit of a chuckle from the audience, like the giant baby screaming. You know what I mean? Like I
think
almost
more than
laughed a
anything,
bit.
like the comedy came into it when we were like before we get into the house, and it sort of establishes like a little bit of levity of like these people are fun people and they're just silly little teenagers, which just makes it all the more horrifying to like have them become trapped in this house with like zero chance of escape.
But the giant baby like yell, scream could be like could like try to break someone. But like no, I was like no, this is
I
terrifying.
mean, for me,
Like,
it
why
was
is this
just
baby screaming?
terrifying.
I also love that it does kind of like there is a little bit of this like, you know, story with like the missing cheerleader. Like there is like this kind of like story. Like, it's just like it's not just this nonstop like terrifying. Like,
No, it's this house that's existed for years and years and years, and the cheerleader is just the only one we've ever heard about. And then there's more babies inside to be discovered.
What was it like? Also, like you in the beginning of the interview, we talked about like the set deck and everything and all these different rooms. But like, were there moments where this might be a stupid question, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. But like, okay. Actually, it's not even that bad. I don't know why. I'm just thinking about it because I'm still thinking of that giant baby. Because that giant baby was ridiculous. But did you ever see the room with lights on? Like the rooms? Like, did you ever see the house with lights on?
Not really.
Okay, so it wasn't
Not
that bad.
until they started like cleaning it out.
Okay, so
they
that's not that bad of a
blacked out
question.
everything.
Okay, so that's not that bad of a question then.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, it's totally, yeah. They set up the whole house before we even went in there. So the first moment we walked in, it was just like pitch black. And you had to have a flashlight on in order to like move from room to room. They'd set up like these floor lights every once in a while, but the rooms were never lit like from the ceiling the way a normal room is. So it was just creepy all the time.
Is it cool that you're forever going to be part of like VHS / found footage / horror movie marathons forever? Like it's crazy.
100%. This is a dream come true. I'm bummed that I'm probably never going to exist in the VHS universe again because it wouldn't make sense. But yeah, no, I was so excited when I saw the audition, I like texted my friend who was in it last year to check if the producers were the same. And I was like, is this VHS? Is this what I'm auditioning for? And so to get to work on it was so, so cool.
And your segment is Coochie Coochie Coo in Halloween, VHS Halloween, which is going to, by the time this interview is out, going to be on Shudder, which is really exciting. Natalia, it's so great chatting with you. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun. I love talking about this movie, and I hope people enjoy seeing it.
Absolutely. Instagram, your Instagram is just your name, right? People want to keep update with everything.
It's not exactly. It's Natty Monty, NATIMONTY.
Awesome. So they can check it out there. Awesome. Well, this has been Pop Turn, youtube.com/PopTurn for previous episodes. Till next time, it's Natalia and PD Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.